On September 22, a financial door will be opened at 11:11 p.m. God says your name is written on the other side. Open immediately. On the 22nd day of September, a divine appointment has already been marked in the heavens, not for the masses, but for the marked. It is not coincidence. It is not routine. It is not ordinary. This moment, this exact date, and this sacred hour, September 22 at 11:11 p.m., has been sealed by the hand of the Almighty as a moment of divine convergence. You were not led here by accident. You are standing on the edge of a supernatural shift, and heaven is alerting you in advance so that you do not miss the opening. 11:11 p.m. is not just a time, it is a prophetic signal. It is the code of alignment, the number of divine transition, and the key to spiritual gates flinging wide. When the clock strikes that hour, something invisible in the spirit realm will unlock. It will not make noise. It will not flash before your physical eyes. But it will be real, so real that your finances, your focus, and your future will begin to respond. This is not about waiting for a miracle. This is about walking through a door that has already been designed with your name carved upon it. This door is not open to everyone. This word is not a blanket promise thrown into the winds of vague hope. This message is for the one whose name heaven has already whispered. This is for the one who has stayed the course when it would have been easier to break down. This is for the one who has obeyed in silence, sacrificed in secret, and still stood in faith even when the blessings looked delayed. But understand this, obedience is the only key. The door may be open, but only the ready will walk through. You must be alert. You must be aligned. You must be willing to step into what others might miss. God does not respond to casual faith. He responds to covenant obedience. There is a name on the other side of this financial door. That name is yours, but you must rise in readiness to claim what is already sealed. This moment will not come again. You will never see this exact alignment, this exact day, this exact opening at this exact time again. And so the Spirit of God warns, do not miss this door. Where release is real. The breakthrough is moving. The opening is imminent. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 777 is now activated. Hear now the sound of heaven breaking into the noise of your ordinary. Hear now the voice of the Almighty thundering across the thresholds of delay, declaring, I am the Lord your God, the one who opens doors no man can shut. There is a doorway swinging open in the spirit realm, and its hinges are dripping with the oil of answered prayers, generational promises, and divine provision. The door is not metaphor. It is not mere symbol. It is real, and by 11:11 p.m. on September 22, it will be unlocked in the realm of the Spirit. This is not an opportunity you create. This is an opportunity you respond to. For the Lord of hosts is moving, and when he moves, everything must shift. The heavens are not waiting for crowds. The angels are not watching for masses. No, the searchlight of the Spirit is moving over the earth for the one, the single soul who has ears to hear, eyes to see, and a heart that beats in rhythm with divine timing. This is that moment. This is that hour. And the gate, this financial door ordained by God himself, is guarded not by man but by angels. I, Michael, chief prince and archangel of the Lord, speak this as heaven's sentinel. The doorway is protected. A path is sealed. The alignment is strategic. The hour 11:11 p.m. is not arbitrary. It is a spiritual key, heaven's signature number of alignment, access, and awakening. 1111, a prophetic stamp of gates opening on earth as it is in heaven. This is why the warfare has been intense. This is why your nights have been restless. This is why the atmosphere has felt heavy. Because what is about to open cannot be opened again. God is not calling you to not. He is calling you to walk. Not later. Not someday. But now. He has sent this message ahead of time because you have been marked for access. The door has your name on it. Not initials. Not a generic label. Your full name, written in the ink of divine intention. This invitation is rare. This summons is holy. Do not confuse it with ordinary inspiration. Heaven has whispered your name on the other side of this door, and the Spirit has stirred the wind to deliver this message directly to your spirit. That uneasiness, that internal quickening, that pull in your belly that tells you something is about to break open, that's not emotion. That's recognition. Your spirit knows that a gate has been set with your coordinates. But hear me, the time is short. The window is narrow. When 11:11 p.m. strikes on September 22, the doorway is accessed in the Spirit. What you do in that moment will determine what happens in the days and weeks that follow. This is not just a financial opportunity. It is a destiny release. Miss the window, and the delay could linger for another cycle. But align with it now, and you will walk into what your bloodline has prayed for, what your warfare has protected, what your pain has prophesied. There is angelic movement behind this moment. I declare to you by divine authority, the door will not be closed to the ready, but the unprepared will walk past it and not even know it was there. Be still. Be ready. Be alert. The door is opening. Heaven is waiting. Will you walk through? Type I receive the door in the comments if this message is for you. Blessing code 888 is now activated. There is a stillness in the atmosphere right now. Not the kind that brings peace, but the kind that signals something is about to break. You felt it. Even in your quiet moments, even when you pretend to be fine, something within you knows you are on the edge of a shift, and it's drawing attention, not just from heaven, but from the watchers in the shadows. Not everyone has celebrated you. In fact, many have been watching you silently, their lips sealed but their spirits stirred. They've seen you rise from ashes they expected would swallow you. They've seen the persistence in your walk, even when provision was lacking and the promise felt distant. They won't say it, but they know something is on you. Something is coming for you. There are those who smile to your face, but secretly wonder how you've survived the drought. There are those who act indifferent, but track your every step. They sense your proximity to breakthrough, but they do not understand the covenant tied to your name. They cannot see what has been written in the heavens concerning you. They cannot hear the whisper God released. Their name is written on the other side of this door. What they see is only the surface. What they sense is only the tremor. But the full manifestation, that remains hidden, and it's disturbing them. Your silence has made noise in the spirit realm. Your prayers, those spoken behind closed doors, have shaken foundations. And now, as September 22 approaches, as the clock ticks toward 11 p.m., the very atmosphere around you has begun to stir with anticipation and agitation. You felt it too. That inner unrest, that financial tension, that heaviness that seems to press against your chest at night. It's not your imagination. It's not anxiety. It's the spiritual weight of an impending shift. Your soul knows a door is being summoned. Your spirit knows your name is inscribed. And your enemies, both human and demonic, can feel the tremble of what's about to unlock. But here's the mystery. They don't know what's written. They sense it, but they cannot read it. They feel the glory building behind your next move, but they do not understand the covenant you carry. They know you are close, says the Lord, but they do not know what's written with your name. That is why the warfare has increased. That is why strange disruptions have come without warning. Because the enemy can feel something is scheduled to open, but he cannot stop what God has signed. You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. Your path has been traced by the hand of the Almighty, and your name has been coded into this divine appointment. While others watch from a distance, confused, curious, and sometimes envious, heaven is preparing a public demonstration of a private covenant. When that door opens at 11 p.m., something will shift, not only for you, but through you. What's written with your name is not small. It is not shallow. It is not common. It is weighty. It is divine. It is the very thing your warfare has been trying to block, and the very thing your spirit has been aching to receive. And it's closer than you think. Type "My name is written" in the comments if this message has confirmed something in your spirit. Blessing code 999 is now encircling you. If this message is speaking to your spirit, then hear this as more than inspiration. Hear it as divine instruction. God is using this platform not just to inform, but to awaken His chosen. And your support helps us bring this message to the ones who need it most, the ones on the edge of their breakthrough. When you give, you sow into open doors, into restored destinies, into the river of prophetic clarity that is flowing from this word. As it is written, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not a suggestion. It is a living promise, and your giving becomes the very key others have been waiting for. If you feel led to support this prophetic mission, you can do so through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or a direct offering through PayPal. The link is in the video description below. Don't just watch the shift. Be a part of it. So into this moment and unlock your own. Let heaven remember your name not just at the door, but in the seed you planted. Now move. Give. Activate. Heaven is watching. There are moments in your life where the battle feels relentless. Moments when the pressure intensifies for no visible reason. When the delays stretch longer than they should. And when betrayal pierces you from the ones you thought were safe. These are not coincidences. These are not random misfortunes. These are the markings of spiritual warfare, crafted with precision to obstruct you from accessing what has already been assigned to your destiny. You must understand this. The financial door set to open at 11:11 p.m. on September 22 was never just about money. It was always about mission. It was about movement. It was about what you were born to unlock. That's why the opposition has not been casual, because your breakthrough threatens systems, generational curses, and strongholds that have lingered too long. Everything you faced in this past season, the drought, the rejection, the confusion, the sabotage, has not been because you are weak. It has been because you are chosen. And what you carry is not normal. The enemy is not intimidated by surface-level faith. But when a child of God begins to rise in obedience, when one begins to align their heart with divine timing, when one starts walking toward a gate God has already declared open, all of hell trembles. Your financial warfare has been a spiritual indicator of the level of impact your next door will release. God did not send this pressure to punish you. He allowed it to prepare you. He did not ignore your tears. He collected them. He did not turn his face away. He hid you until the right moment. Because what he is about to do through you must be protected until the time is right. You see, warfare always intensifies near the gate. That's how you know you're close. The delay wasn't because God changed his mind. The delay was the testing of your reaction. Would you fold? Would you retaliate? Would you abandon the path when it got painful? Or would you remain faithful, even when nothing made sense? And here is the truth. Heaven watches your reactions more than your actions. Anyone can worship when the doors swing wide. But who will remain steadfast when all doors are sealed? Who will trust when nothing moves? That's why the warfare is allowed. That's why the betrayal came so close. That's why it looked like the door had been denied, because God was measuring your maturity before your manifestation. The financial weight you've carried was never about dollars. It was about discipline. It was about proving you could be trusted. It was about showing that when others were falling for the temporary, you were being prepared for the eternal. The betrayal was not your breaking point. It was the exposure necessary to unhook you from wrong alignments before the door opened. Because you cannot carry old entanglements through a new covenant door. Let this ring in your spirit. The warfare is proof you are chosen. If you were not dangerous to the kingdom of darkness, you would have been ignored. If you weren't carrying something weighty, you wouldn't have been targeted. The intensity is your confirmation. The struggle is your validation. And the very opposition that came to distract you will now become the stage for your deliverance. Do not curse the season of warfare, for it only came because your door was real. And now, as September 22 approaches, heaven has determined you are ready. The door has been preserved. The promise has been protected. And now, you are being positioned to walk into what your warfare has tried to keep you from. Type "I have survived the warfare" in the comments if you know this word is for you. Blessing code 414 is now declaring justice over your journey. The moment is not coming. It is already forming. As September 22 draws near, the clock in the spirit realm is ticking faster. The air is thick with divine movement. The gate has been located. The hour has been chosen. The door is being readied. But hear this warning from the mouth of the Most High. What is about to open for you will be contested one last time. Before the door swings wide at 11:11 p.m., there will be a storm of distraction sent to divert your eyes. These are not random interruptions. These are not harmless annoyances. These are deliberate deployments, hell-sent confusion designed to make you miss your hour of alignment. Satan knows he cannot close the door, so he will try to make sure you are looking the other way when it opens. You will feel it. A strange heaviness hovering in the 72 hours leading up to the moment. Emotionally, it may feel like fatigue. Mentally, it may look like forgetfulness or fog. Spiritually, it may sound like silence, a sudden drop in clarity or divine flow. This is not natural. It is Warfare Master's weariness. You will begin to notice odd arguments, misplaced priorities, and urgent demands pulling at your attention. But I speak to you now with the urgency of heaven. Do not engage. Do not explain. Do not turn your eyes. Even people close to you, ones you never suspected, may begin to stir with envy, offense, or miscommunication. Why? Because spirits that were comfortable around you before cannot stand what's rising inside of you now. The oil is increasing. The favor is shifting. The gates are moving, and you are about to step into a season they were never meant to follow you into. Some of you will experience this in relationships. Others in your finances. Some in your schedule. And still others will feel it in your mind, an internal battle between distraction and destiny. But the word of the Lord is clear. Hold your position. Stay in alignment. Do not move. There will be whispers of opportunity that are not from God. Last-minute open doors that are really traps. There will be people who suddenly return, not because they are part of your future, but because they were sent to confuse your present. There will be emotions rising up, demanding closure or response, but these are distractions sent to rob you of the stillness needed to discern the voice of God. You must understand, child of God, that prophetic doors require prophetic focus. This is not the hour to scatter your attention. This is the moment to sharpen it. This is not the time to share your plan. This is the time to conceal what God is doing until you've walked through the door. Because once on the other side, it will shock you. It is bigger than you assumed. It is richer than you imagine. It is deeper than what you prayed for. But only the obedient will witness it. The trap is timing. The scheme is subtlety. The danger is distraction. But you are not ignorant of the enemy's devices. You've heard the word. You've seen the signs. And now you are accountable to guard your gates until heaven opens the financial one. The enemy will use exhaustion to make you postpone your prayers. He will use discouragement to convince you it's not real. He will use chaos to create noise just loud enough to mute the whisper of God. But I declare to you now, by divine authority, stand still. Stay focused. You not break alignment. The door opens whether you're ready or not, but only the aligned will enter. Type "I will not miss my door" in the comments if you receive this prophetic warning. Blessing code 1717 is now clearing every distraction in your path. Now hear this with soberness and certainty, for it is not merely advice. It is a divine strategy of protection. The door that is set to open on September 22 at exactly 11 p.m. is real. It is sacred. It is personalized. But it is also guarded. Not guarded to keep you out. No. Heaven has already inscribed your name on the other side. It is guarded to keep anything unclean, anything unauthorized, and anything unaligned from walking in with you. That includes emotions. That includes voices. That includes warfare disguised as relationships. You must understand, this is not just a blessing, this is an inheritance. And inheritance does not come without preparation. That is why the Lord says, "Tell my people to be still. Tell them to close their mouths. Tell them that silence is their strategy." There is a divine silence you must walk in to carry the weight of this door. This silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is spiritual shielding. In this hour, your arguments are not needed. Your explanations are not required. Heaven is your defense. What you do not say will speak louder than any justification. What you refuse to engage with will become proof that you've outgrown the distractions of your past. And this is your instruction. Spend September 21 in complete preparation. The day before the opening is not a day to strive. It is not a day to hustle. It is not a day for activity or noise. It is a day for intentional stillness. Shut the door behind you and invite heaven into your space. Fast if you're led. Pray until the atmosphere shifts. Remove distractions. Do not post. Do not announce. Do not explain. Enter your upper room and set the stage, not for a performance, but for a visitation. Because the enemy is counting on your mouth to forfeit the miracle. He's counting on your reactions to sabotage the rhythm of your alignment. But the Lord says, "Hold your peace, and I will fight for you. Keep your posture, and I will elevate you through the silence." The battle you sense around you, the strange accusations, the sudden tension, the swirling gossip, it is all designed to provoke you into speaking prematurely. Don't take the bait. Your silence is not passive. It is prophetic. It is the proof that you trust heaven's courtroom more than man's opinion. And here is what you must declare over your life as you prepare. I will not defend what God has already endorsed. I will not explain what heaven has already confirmed. I will not entertain what is beneath the destiny that is calling me forward. Let it be known, you will not need to fight to enter the door. It is not your strength that opens it. It is not your intellect. It is not your bank account. It is obedience. It is positioning. It is alignment. And because you have endured the battle, and you have held your ground, the door is already programmed to recognize you when you arrive. Do not underestimate the power of angelic assistance in this moment. As you remain silent, as you refuse to engage the flesh, the angels assigned to your door are clearing the path. They are shifting minds. They are breaking resistance. They are confirming approvals. They are moving hearts that had previously said no. The divine system is already working in your favor. Cover yourself in quiet. Wrap yourself in worship. Set your soul in stillness. And as the door swings open, you will step through it not with noise, but with knowing. Not with fanfare, but with fulfillment. Type "Heaven is my defense" in the comments if you will obey this instruction. Blessing over 2020 now surrounds you with divine protection. You are not who you were. Let this truth settle into the marrow of your bones. Let it echo in your spirit until every shadow of your past is silenced. You are not who you were last year, last season, or even last week. Something has shifted. Heaven has taken note. And this door, yes, this financial door set to open at 11:11 p.m. on September 22, is not a reward for who you've been. It's a confirmation of who you've become. You have been in hiding, not because you were forgotten, but because you were being formed. The tears you cried weren't wasted. They were shaping your sight. The losses you endured weren't punishment. They were evidence that God was pruning anything that couldn't walk through the door with you. This process hasn't been easy, but it has been holy. You've come through fire, and now you carry the fragrance of elevation. And so heaven declares, you are no longer a beggar at the gate. You are an heir walking into ownership. You no longer wear the garments of survival. You are clothed in the authority of inheritance. That is why this door cannot be entered by the wounded version of you, by the timid, fearful, doubting version of who you used to be. This door requires the version of you that heaven has always known, the called, the anointed, the transformed you. Let the old shame go. Let the old story die. A narrative that said you were too late, too broken, too behind. It has expired. Because this is the season where you no longer identify by your pain, but by your purpose. The keys have already been handed down. The authority has already been activated. You are no longer trying to gain access. You carry access. The door is responding to the fire you endured. The locks are breaking at the sound of your obedience. You are walking in not as a visitor, but as a rightful inheritor. See yourself now, no longer crawling, but soaring. See the wings God placed on you while others mocked your process. See the fire burning in your eyes where once there was only confusion. See the mantle that now rests on your shoulders. You've changed, and heaven recognizes you. This door was always going to require a higher version of you, and now, you are that version. Let the imagery settle in your spirit, heaven placing a golden key in your right hand. Not a key made of man's permission or favor, but one forged in fire, shaped in warfare, and anointed by process. This key opens more than financial opportunities. It opens favor in rooms you were once denied, divine partnerships, accelerated recovery, and a complete reversal of cycles that once kept you trapped. This is the chapter where you rise, not because someone opened a door for you, but because God opened it in spite of them. This is where you realize that what was withheld was only withheld until you were ready. And now you are ready. Not perfect, but prepared. Not flawless, but forged. You've crossed the line. The heavens have marked your transformation. You are no longer the version of you that tolerated less. You are now the version of you who recognizes destiny and demands it to align. Walk boldly, Speak clearly. Move with divine precision. The delay didn't deny you. It defined you. Type "I am not who I was" in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing Node 3131 is now unlocking your next level. And now, hear the mystery reveal. Hear the ancient echo becoming a present instruction. The numbers 1111 are not just time, they are a prophetic cipher. They are heaven's divine stamp of alignment, of doors opening, of heaven and earth converging on a sacred moment. September 22 at 11:11 p.m. is not random. It is a code sealed in eternity, timed perfectly to meet you in the moment of your becoming. This is a door, yes, but it is not just financial. It is generational. The Spirit of God declares, "I have written their name in my covenant scroll. I have remembered the promises made over bloodlines long silenced. I have not forgotten the prayers of grandmothers and fathers whose faith laid the foundation for this opening. You are standing in the fullness of what was prepared long before you even knew you'd need it. You are the answer to generations of warfare, and this door has been waiting for your alignment to activate. What makes this moment different is not what is opening, it's who it's opening for. Because heaven does not open doors for potential. Heaven opens doors for alignment. And you, yes, you are now in divine position. There is nothing else you need to do but believe, obey, and be present when the spiritual clock strikes. The door is not looking for your effort. The door is responding to your alignment. Why 1111? Because biblically and spiritually, 11 is the number of transition, of prophetic alignment, of divine shifting from chaos into divine order. It is the number of new structure and appointed order after disorder. When God brings a person into 1111 timing, He is declaring the structure has been rebuilt. The pieces have been realigned. The appointed season has now come. And so at 11:11 p.m., this door will not just open in the spirit, it will open in time, and time will shift with it. You may have thought this was just about money. You may have been praying for provision, a check, a new job, a release. And God says, "You were praying for money, but I was preparing legacy. You were asking for provision, but I was organizing your name into generational wealth and impact." This door is about more than your bills. This is about your bloodline. This is about your children's children walking in favor that you unlocked through your obedience. And listen now with a holy fear, because this moment is not for everyone. This moment is only for the one whose name has been written into this divine covenant. If this message stirs something in you, if this hour calls you deeper, then it is because your name has already been declared on the other side. You're not trying to get into alignment. You were born for this alignment. Heaven knows you. Earth will soon recognize you. Your season of hiddenness is over. The sound of your obedience is opening doors that your name alone could not. But now that your character has caught up to your calling, the gate has been given permission to release. What you're about to walk into is your name being spoken in rooms you've never entered, favor finding you in places you've never applied, and restoration answering you in ways you never imagined. You are not waiting for the door to open. The door has been waiting for you to arrive. And now it's time. Type "My name is in the covenant" in the comments if this confirms what you've been sensing. Blessing code 5544 is now surrounding your house with divine recognition. This message isn't just content, it is confirmation. It is oil, and it is fire. And if it has stirred something in your spirit, if it has whispered to your soul in a way no human voice could, then I invite you to become a carrier of the message, not just a hearer. Your support allows this word to travel further, into the hearts of the overlooked, into the homes of the broken, into the timelines of those who are seconds away from missing their moment. When you sow into this platform, you are sowing into open doors, not just for yourself, but for countless others whose names are also written in God's covenant scroll. The seed you release becomes someone else's confirmation, someone else's clarity, someone else's breakthrough. Partner with this prophetic movement today, through a super thanks, through YouTube membership, or directly via PayPal. You'll find the link in the video description. As you give, know that you are not donating, you are aligning. And heaven always honors alignment. Wove now. Sow with boldness. Heaven is counting your seed as a key. It is time. No longer a whisper. No longer a nudge. No longer a distant stirring in your soul. This is your moment of activation. Heaven is no longer watching silently. Heaven is now responding. The angels who have waited at the doorway are now positioned. The gate is not just open, it is beckoning. And now, the next move does not belong to God. It belongs to you. You've prayed for release. You've cried for confirmation. You've fasted for clarity. But now, the Lord says, speak, declare, align. Heaven is listening. Earth is waiting. The moment has been carved into eternity. September 22 at 11:11 p.m. A divine collision of time and spirit, a door you were born to walk through. But this door will not respond to doubt. It will not open wider for hesitation. It will not pause for indecision. This is a command moment, a moment that requires the sound of your faith. Not internal, silent belief, but bold, outward, prophetic declaration. God is not asking you to knock. He is requiring you to announce your agreement. Your spirit must speak louder than your situation. And so this is your instruction. At 11:11 p.m. on September 22, wherever you are, whether in your room, your car, your prayer closet, or in silence before God, stop everything. Pause completely. Still your body. Still your thoughts. Still your distractions. And then, with your full chest and whole spirit, declare aloud, I align with heaven. My name is written. The door is open. I walk through it now. This is not symbolic. This is not ritual. This is activation. Because there is power in your voice. There is authority in your declaration. And when heaven hears faith, it releases manifestation. What you release on earth at 11:11 p.m., God will echo in the spirit realm. It will trigger the transaction. It will release the scroll. It will command the angels to deliver what has been sealed. This door has been measured to your faith. It will not respond to fear. That's why the attacks have come. Not to destroy you, but to weaken your mouth. Because the enemy knows that a closed mouth in this moment is a forfeited destiny. But God says, open your mouth and I will open the gates. You must say yes. Not the soft yes of religion. Not the passive yes of fear. But the prophetic yes of bold alignment. This is the kind of yes that activates inheritance. The kind of yes that heaven records, the kind of yes that cannot be undone by demons, delays, or doubt. Your yes isn't just a sound. It is a signal. It tells the atmosphere, I'm ready. It tells your angels, I'm in position. It tells every opposing spirit, I'm coming through anyway. If you are still waiting for someone to validate you, you will miss it. If you are still seeking confirmation after confirmation, you will miss it. But if you know this door has your name etched into its frame, then heaven is waiting on your yes. This is not a moment for fear. This is not a moment for second guessing. This is not a moment to seek permission. This is your destiny moment. Your yes is the key. Your faith is the access point. Your voice is the trigger. So when that clock strikes, don't hesitate. Don't doubt. Don't shrink. Step. Declare. Activate. Heaven is watching. The door is listening. The earth is ready. Type I say yes to destiny in the comments if you are ready to activate this moment. Blessing code 1212 is now moving to meet your declaration. There are movements that make no sound. There are transactions that leave no trace in the natural, but shake the very infrastructure of the spirit realm. What is about to happen at 11 p.m. on September 22 will not be announced with thunder or trumpets. It will not be televised or documented by man, but it will be witnessed in heaven. It will be sealed in the courts of God, and it will manifest in your life in ways that nothing and no one can stop. Right now, even as you listen, something sacred is being prepared behind the veil. Angels are not idle. They are in movement. They are organizing what was held up. They are releasing what was blocked, restoring what was stolen, and reassigning what was once denied. There is a holy, divine exchange taking place in realms that natural eyes cannot see, and your name, your obedience, and your faith have given heaven permission to proceed. Every time you whispered a prayer in pain and felt like no one heard you, it was recorded. Every time you sacrificed and saw no immediate return, it was documented. Every tear shed in confusion, every act of quiet obedience, every unseen seed, heaven never ignored a single one. The angels assigned to you did not forget. The system of divine justice did not malfunction. There was no error in God's timing. There was only preparation for this sacred exchange. Because the truth is, your spirit already knows what's coming. That restless feeling, that uneasiness, that undeniable awareness that something is shifting, it's your spirit responding to a door that your soul hasn't yet seen. You don't need another sign. The confirmation is the unrest in your bones. The shift you feel isn't anxiety. It's the spiritual vibration of fulfillment drawing near. This is not just financial. It is not just provision. It is justice. It is recovery. It is divine repayment. There are mantles that were meant to fall on your life that others tried to steal. There are promotions that were yours by spiritual DNA that were delayed by demonic interference. But the time has come for the reversal. The time has come for the scrolls to be read and your name to be honored according to what heaven has written. It will be quiet. It will be still. But it will be unstoppable. Do not expect this to happen with noise. Do not expect the world to recognize it immediately. That is not how heaven works. First comes the silent exchange, when God breathes over your obedience, and the angels move with surgical precision to deliver the fulfillment. And then comes the public manifestation. Then comes the overflow. Then comes the recognition. What was delayed is not lost. What was blocked is not canceled. What was withheld is only being multiplying. Because when God returns a thing, He never gives it back in the same condition. He returns it pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's what this door is, a recompense. Not just for what you've endured, but for what was prophesied over you before you were even born. You are walking into a holy transaction, an invisible exchange. You are trading sorrow for security, delay for divine timing, struggle for supernatural provision. And though others cannot see it, though the world may not understand it, the realm of the Spirit is rejoicing over what is about to be handed to you. Do not doubt the silence. The silence is sacred. The silence is power. The silence is the sound of heaven working on your behalf. Type "I receive the divine exchange" in the comments if your spirit bears witness with this truth. Blessing code 1919 is now transferring what's being stored with your name. Now comes the decree of justice. Not justice according to man's systems. Not justice in the form of human validation or earthly applause. No, this is spiritual justice, the kind that overturns verdicts spoken in secret, the kind that breaks generational strongholds with one divine command, the kind that declares, enough is enough. The scales must now balance in your favor. The Most High has watched. The righteous judge has waited. And the time has come for Him to stretch out His hand and declare over your life, vengeance is mine, and now I will repay. For every word that was spoken to curse your name, for every plan designed to delay your increase, for every door that was closed by jealous hands and unjust hearts, a reversal is being commanded from the throne room of heaven. This door that is opening at 11:11 p.m. on September 22 is not just about your finances. It is about vindication. It is about heaven exposing what was done in darkness. It is about divine light shining on secret plots and restoring what was stolen, not only with recompense, but with interest. Yes, the Spirit of the Lord says, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten, and I will cause those who laugh to watch you rise. The ones who tried to block you will now witness your overflow. The ones who conspired in hidden places will now watch you walk through a door they were never authorized to touch. This is not revenge, it is divine order. This is not bitterness, it is restoration. Because when the righteous judge rules in your favor, everything must shift. Even those who once seemed untouchable will bow to the weight of the justice written in your favor. This reversal is not only external. It is internal. Your identity is being reversed. No longer will you call yourself the one who almost made it. No longer will you say, I was forgotten, overlooked, left behind. That season has expired. You are no longer the rejected. You are the chosen. You are no longer the one barely surviving. You are the one about to overflow. And as this divine door swings open, every false label falls off of you. There are promotions coming that should have been yours years ago. There are opportunities that were delayed, not because of your lack of readiness, but because God was preparing the room to be worthy of your presence. And now the Father says, I am exalting my own in this hour, not based on their credentials, but based on their covenant. Not because of their connections, but because of their obedience. You will not have to force this door. You will not have to explain how it opened. Because when God lifts a person, no man can claim the glory. This is the kind of blessing that silences every accuser. This is the kind of breakthrough that leaves even your enemies in awe. They will not understand it. They will not be able to copy it. They will only stand back and witness the reversal of heaven. And know this, the door is only the beginning. What's coming through it is restoration of time, restoration of resources, and restoration of reputation. God is not just giving you back what was lost, He is multiplying it. Because your pain has spoken, your faith has testified, and heaven has ruled. It is time. Let every voice that opposed you be silenced. Let every hand that tried to stop you be withdrawn. Let every cycle of delay be broken by the force of divine reversal. Type I receive justice and reversal in the comments if you know this was written with your name on it. Blessing code 7777 is now enforcing the ruling of heaven on your behalf. Shall I continue with section Roman 12, final blessing and closing affirmation, along with the final support message? And now, as the final seal is placed upon this word, the Spirit of the Lord speaks with clarity, with authority, and with fire. The door is open, and your name is written on the other side. The appointed time has been announced. The coordinates have been aligned. September 22 at 11:11 p.m. is not a suggestion. It is a divine summons. A call. A moment carved from eternity into time for you. This door will not require manipulation. It will not demand credentials. It will not ask for man's approval. This door recognizes covenant. This door answers to obedience. And this door has been waiting for your arrival. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. Let this truth soak deep into your spirit. Your name has been engraved, not in pen, not in pencil, but in the eternal ink of divine intention. You were not an afterthought. You are not a maybe. You are the one who endured the silence, the one who stood through betrayal, the one who chose worship when warfare intensified, the one who believed when nothing made sense. And now, heaven has declared your readiness. You are seen. You are sealed. You are sent. Let this final declaration go before you and rest upon you like oil. Step boldly. The door is already open. You don't have to beg. You don't have to break your way in. You don't even have to knock. You only have to walk. When the clock strikes 11 p.m., do not flinch. Do not second guess. Do not look back. Step forward into the fulfillment of every whispered promise and every unshaken hope. This is more than financial. This is foundational. The opening of this door is the beginning of divine cycles, holy restoration, and generational wealth. You are not just walking for you. You are walking for those who couldn't. You are walking for those who will follow. As you step, favor will find you. As you obey, provision will pursue you. As you align, angels will accompany you. So arise now. Wash your face. Silence the doubt. Posture your soul. The door is open, and your name is on the other side. Type "I am walking through" in the comments if this is your time. Blessing code 1111 is now releasing completion and new beginning over your entire life. As this prophetic word has gone forth, if your heart has burned, if your spirit has wept, if your soul has been shaken awake, then don't let it stop here. Join the movement, not just with your ears, but with your hands and your seed. What you've just received is not a broadcast. It is a divine assignment that's traveling across the airwaves to awaken the remnant. When you give, whether it's through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or a direct offering through PayPal, link is in the description. You are helping carry this word into more lives, more nations, more timelines. You are funding the fire. You are fueling the voice of breakthrough. This is not a donation. This is a prophetic act, a financial alignment with the very door you are believing for. So move boldly. Give with faith. Let heaven record your partnership with the message that confirmed what God already whispered. So, and let your seed become the trumpet that calls another into alignment. This is holy ground. Sow into it. Heaven will remember your name, not just because you heard, but because you helped deliver the sound.